Do you love ice cream? What if it was so healthy you could eat it anytime, even for breakfast? Well, now you can with Nanas. You make your own treats that look and taste just like soft serve ice cream. But Nanas are made only with frozen fruit. Nanas is stoked to sponsor Dish with Eileen.
Growing up, we had pasta every week, but it was usually the same spaghetti and red sauce. Today, I love to use different types of pasta and get creative with the sauce. Tonight's dish is a whole wheat penne pasta with a green pea pesto, tomatoes, and walnuts. Okay, to get this pasta dish going, I'm going to just add some whole wheat penne pasta to a pot of boiling water that I've already salted, and I have a little bit of olive oil in there. Now, I purposely chose whole wheat for two reasons. One is it's a whole grain, so it's good for you. The other is the fact that I think it just tastes a little bit better, get a little bit more of a nutty flavor. It's so much better than just plain white pasta. So we're gonna get that boiling, and then we're gonna move on to our pesto. This is what I love about this dish. This is a really bright, fresh pesto. And there are a couple of key ingredients that we're going to add to it. And this might look like we've got a lot going on here, but this is so simple. So the first is I'm going to just add some peas to a food processor. And we're just going to add everything to this food processor. Now, some of us, maybe we need to get more peas in our diets. This is a good way to sneak them in and not really feel like you're eating your peas. So in addition to that, I'm going to add some parsley, some fresh parsley. And to that, we're going to add some fresh mint. So just a little less mint than that parsley. And you can see there's a lot of green going on inside of this, right? So we know if it's green, it's probably going to be good for us. And it's going to taste really good. All right, a little more green is going to be some green onion. So we're going to add that to the food processor. And then a few other things. So the next one is called caper berries. Now, these are actually a little flower bud, and you can find caper berries in jars where you get your ketchup, where you get your pickles. It's in that same section. So I'm going to add some caper berries to this, and this adds a little zing, a little zing to the flavor because the peas are going to be a little bit sweet, so this is kind of a nice addition. And something else to add a little zing there is some lemon juice as well. So I'm going to add some lemon juice, and of course, we're going to have some salt in here. And some pepper. And all we're going to do is we're just going to pulse these ingredients together, and then we're just going to add some olive oil. So like I said, it looks complicated when you saw all those ingredients, but really all we're doing right now is just blending it together. It's this simple. It's super, super easy. All right, so we're just going to check and just make sure everything's kind of incorporated here before I add a little bit of that olive oil. So there we go. It's looking good. I can already smell that fresh herb. It smells so, so good here. And now we're just going to add a little bit of this olive oil. So this is just going to bring it all together. There you have it. This is simple. Now, what you might find happen with pesto as well is sometimes it can get thick when it sits. And while we wait for our pasta to boil, we may decide we need to reserve a little bit of our cooking liquid. So we'll just take a look at it when it's time to go and see if we need to add a little bit of pasta water. But it might be just fine. So we're going to keep that here. We're going to go on to the next piece that goes into this dish. And, you'll notice a couple of things. Like I said, there were lots of ingredients, all simple, all fresh. We've got this beautiful bright green fresh pesto going. And then what I'm going to do is add to a skillet that I've already got some olive oil in it. I'm going to add now some bright red to our dish. And that's going to be just some cherry tomatoes. And all I want to do is just let this cook in here, and these are just going to get warm. They're going to start to burst a little bit, and it's just going to be a nice addition to this pesto, something a little bit fun for the pasta dish. But there's a couple things I want to do flavor-wise that I want to add to this. I like adding a little bit of garlic powder. I think it adds some nice flavor, so just a little sprinkle of that. I also like to add a little bit of some red chili pepper flakes. Now, this is just something where, again, you can pinch this to as hot as you want. It doesn't add a whole lot of heat, but it does add a little warmth to the flavor of the pesto. Remember, the peas are going to be sweet, so this is a nice little addition of something a little spicier to add to it to balance it out. And then, of course, we're just going to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and we're just going to go ahead and let this just sit on here and just cook through. And we're going to wait for our pasta to cook, finish up, and once the pasta is ready, all this is just putting it all together. It's that easy, that simple, and that good for you. All right, now that we've drained our pasta, all we need to do is add those ingredients. So first we're going to add that wonderful fresh pea pesto. Like I said, it's bright green, so you know it's going to be good for you. Those peas are really high in protein as well. So I mean, this is fantastic. This is you're getting vitamins, you're getting minerals, you're getting protein in this dish. So we're adding our pesto. And then to that, remember we blistered up these tomatoes, the ones that we put a little salt, pepper, a little garlic powder on. So we're just going to add our tomatoes to the pot as well. How good does that look? And look how bright. It looks like a holiday right here. All right, and then the last piece is I have some toasted walnuts, so I'm going to add this to this as well. Sometimes people will add walnuts to their actual pesto inside and blend it up. I like adding this afterwards. Again, I think it's just a great little crunch instead of having it blended into your pesto because there's so much flavor going on in there already. So all this is just simply mixing it all together. I mean, how easy, simple, bright, fresh is this pasta? And again, it's just not that same old boring white pasta with red sauce, the one I grew up with. I love this. This is great, and I think you're going to really enjoy that sweet flavor of the pesto and that really nice warm pop of the hot tomato. To chew on more information and complete recipes, visit dishwitheileen.com.